Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing another tag video, and this tag video actually is the tag that is 25 things you do not know about me. So it was really hard. I wrote them all down. It was really hard to think of these things because I've been on YouTube for a while now, and I feel like I do share quite a bit of things with you guys, especially since I started this vlog channel. And I don't know, I mean, maybe you guys don't know obviously a ton of things about me, but I share quite a bit. So it was really hard to come up with this stuff, but I came up with 25. A lot of them are super random. I mean, they're like maybe even things you guys don't carry, that you don't care about, but I'm gonna tell you guys anyway. Okay, so number one is I am hard of hearing. So I'm not by any means deaf or anything like that. I just have a really bad hearing problem in both ears for the most part. So when I'm speaking to somebody directly, I have to stare at your face. If it's somebody that I know like well and I've talked to them several times and things like that, I can hear them a little bit better. But if it's somebody that I don't know, I often have to look at your lips to make sure that my ears are matching up what you're saying. I don't know sign language or anything like that. It's nothing to that extent. I have a really hard time hearing things. So if you ever meet me in person, make sure you speak, I mean, don't like yell at me or anything, but make sure you speak, enunciate your words and make sure you speak loudly so that I can hear you. Number two, I cannot stand sports. Like when I say I cannot stand sports, it's not myself playing it, because I was actually I played sports all throughout middle school and high school, and even before that I played basketball and volleyball, and I ran track, which I guess is another thing you guys probably didn't know about me. But I can't stand watching sports like on TV. I have no idea what games are playing. I don't even know when it's basketball season versus football season. Like, I don't know any of that, and I don't care. The only thing, I like going to games in person because I think they're a lot more fun to be there in person, more action and things like that, but I have no idea what's going on in the game. I couldn't even tell you, especially when it comes to football. I, at least in basketball, know a little bit what's going on because I played it myself, but football, no clue. And I am so glad Andres does not like sports and he doesn't have to sit there and watch Monday Night Football and stuff like that, because I would just die. Number three. Okay, I don't know if this has ever happened to you guys before, but whenever I'm watching TV or a show of any sort or a movie, and there's somebody that is on the edge of the building, like about to jump off, or they're walking, like they're fighting on top of the building and someone falls over the edge or anything like that, my palms get really, like just thinking about it, my palms are getting sweaty. I don't know why that is. It's like I get anxiety for that person who's about to fall over the edge or who's walking on the side of a building. And it's funny because I'm not afraid of heights. Like, I am perfectly fine when it comes to heights. I can go on pretty much any kind of ride and things like that at amusement parks. But when it comes to watching somebody do it on TV, it just gives me such anxiety. Like, I wish you guys could see, like, my palms are already starting to sweat just thinking about it. Number four, this is kind of a food thing. Don't judge, okay? But I really like to mix my tuna with mayo and Captain Crunch. I know that's so weird. Like, I got so much flack for that growing up, especially from my best friend Tara. She used to tell me all the time, "You're such a freaking weirdo. Like, where did you even get that from?" And I have no idea. Like, I like crunchiness in any kind of food that I have, and so I guess that's where that came from. Like, I love tuna by itself, but I like to put Captain Crunch in it also. Number five, okay, talking to me, you guys probably would never know this, and if you know me in person, maybe you would know this, maybe you wouldn't, but I'm actually a really sensitive person when it comes to TV shows and people's problems and things like that. Like, I tend to cry pretty easily. Like, if I'm watching a reunion show, or if I'm watching an animal show, or if I'm talking with a friend and they're crying, like, I can cry, I mean, instantly. Like, it's really hard. And it's funny because, like I said, if you know me in person, I'm such like a tough person in general that you wouldn't think that I'm like that overall, but it's the truth. And don't even get started with like dead animals on the side of the road. I will boo-hoo in the car because I feel so sorry for them. Number six, I am anal in general about a lot of things, but excessively with my monthly bills. I have a journal, which I should have brought it, but it's just like a basic journal. Like this one, I have all of my videos that I want to do for you guys, but it's just a basic journal and it's pink on the front, and when you open it, I literally have been keeping track of my monthly bills since January 2010, consistently every single month. So for almost 3 years straight. I mean, it's excessive. I know, like I write out even bills that come out of my account regularly, like I don't know, the cable bill or the cell phone bill. Those things come out of my account every single month on the same day, and I still write them down. Credit cards, like anything that has to be paid, I write it down every single month. I can't help it. I'm just so anal. And that goes with my bank account too. Like I will literally check my bank account 4, 5, 6 times a day, and it may not ever change. Like I know in my mind that I didn't spend any money on it, but I just want to make sure nothing has cleared through it. It's just completely anal. Okay, number 7. I have a weak stomach, but not really that weak of a stomach, but I get extremely seasick and dizzy when I'm on any kind of boat or water activity whatsoever. I'm an extremely good swimmer. I do perfectly fine in water, but when it comes to waves of any sort and big boats out in the middle of the ocean, I am so seasick. Like when we went to Hawaii and we went swimming with the sharks, I literally threw up like while I was in the ocean with the sharks. I mean, it was disgusting. I really thought the sharks were going to come eat me because they loved it. It was so gross, but I couldn't help it. I was so nauseous, and I get dizzy really easy when I'm on any kind of like casino boats and things like that. I just can't. Anything that rocks like this back and forth, I can't do it. Forget it. And that goes with like, I'm not afraid of heights at all, but any ride that like spins like this or that goes up and down over and over and over again, I cannot do. I just cannot do spinny rides of any sort because I get so dizzy and extremely sick from those types of things. Okay, a medical issue that I have that you guys, I don't think I've ever mentioned before. I actually have really bad eczema. If you guys don't know what eczema is, it's just like a dermatitis, a skin condition that can leave you dry. It usually gets in the creases of your skin. So I usually get mine in my wrist, in my inner elbow, and some people get it like at the back of their necks and in their knees and things like that. If you really have it bad, you can actually have it anywhere. But I actually get it the worst in the winter time, which is funny because you'd think that, well, you shouldn't be sweating or anything like that, and sweating usually can bring on the itch or the scratchiness, which, you know, can cause the eczema to worsen or to get worse. I don't even know what I'm saying, but I actually get it really bad in the winter time, so I do have a cream for it. Like I said, I mainly get it on my wrists. In fact, I have a little bit right now. It's just like dry red patches, and if they're irritated and I scratch them, I can literally just start bleeding from scratching so much. So yeah, I really need to get a handle on it because it seems to be getting worse as I get older. Number 9, I am a horrible, horrible backseat driver. I am the worst person to drive with. I am perfectly fine with my own driving, but when it comes to anybody else driving, I just can't stand it. Like in fact, the other day, my mom and I were driving. We were going down this like windy road, and I about had an anxiety attack. I mean, no joke. Like, I was holding on. I felt like for dear life. I kept telling her, Mom, slow down. Why are you going so fast? You have such a delayed reaction. And it's not just her. Like, my mom's kind of a crazy driver, but anybody who's driving, I freak out. And Andres is like the best driver that I know of. Besides, I don't even think I'm that good of a driver, but I trust myself because I know when I'm going to brake, when I'm going to turn, things like that. I trust him almost 100% because he's a really good driver. Pretty much anybody else, I just freak out. I hate riding with other people. Number 10, I had braces for 4 years. So my teeth aren't like perfect, but they're pretty straight for the most part. They were jacked. I mean, I literally had braces from 5th grade to 9th grade, and I had a retainer for 3 years after that. They were so horribly crooked. So that brings me to my number 11. I cannot stand crooked teeth. Cannot stand it. I mean, I hate to be, like judgmental or anything like that, because I know there are a ton of people out there who cannot afford braces because they are super, super expensive. And I'm so grateful to my mom for making payments and like anything that she could to make sure that my teeth were straight, because I would have died had I had jacked teeth like they were supposed to be. I mean, I literally had like crooked teeth here, like, I mean, like going straight back and forth instead of sideways. I had like an extra tooth in the back. They had to yank out 4 of my molars plus my wisdom teeth. I just, horrible, horrible teeth. So number 12, I am a complete nerd at heart. I love playing video games, and you guys probably wouldn't even think that, you know, being how girly I am and things like that, but I love playing video games. We have all kinds of video game systems. I couldn't even tell you. I'm not very like knowledgeable when it comes to them, but I enjoy playing them, especially like the Mario Party and Mario World and Spyro. Spyro's probably my all-time favorite game, which is old school, but I love playing, and Crash, those are really good too. I love playing video games like that. Number 13, again, because of my girly appearance now, you guys probably could never imagine this, but I used to be a skater slash emo slash punk rocker back in the day. I mean, crazy. Like, I'm gonna do a whole piercings video that I don't even mention that in here, but I had literally every single piercing hole in my ears stretched. Like, I had them gauged out. If I can find a picture, I'll try and include it in my piercing video. But I would wear like beads. I had skater shoes. I would wear like goth clothing from like Hot Topic. I mean, no joke. I was completely punked out. I used to listen to emo indie rock music, like not any hip hop. That was just too cool for me. Like, I couldn't do that, which is funny because I had friends who were like in that scene with me, but then I had friends who were into hip hop, because I was on the step team. Oh, that I should have included that. I was on the step team in high school. Can you believe that? Like, this one white girl with a whole bunch of Dominican and black people. I mean, literally, that was me. So I went through a lot of phases, but as you can see, punk rocker didn't stick. It didn't wasn't my most favorite phase of all time. Number 14, I absolutely have zero tolerance for bad drivers. Again, kind of goes back to the backseat driver. I'm not even talking about people who are driving with me, not as much as I'm talking about people who are driving on the road in general. I cannot stand when people get right on your butt and you can see them in your mirror and they're like pushing you to go faster, or they're not going around because they want you to move. Like, I hate, it just cringes me. I cannot stand it. If you're one of those drivers and you're shoving me off the road on 410 or I-10 in San Antonio, move over, because it annoys the crap out of me. I hate it. And people that cut you off or try and cut in or don't turn their blinker on when they're turning, or stopped abruptly when you're behind them. Oh my gosh, I just have no tolerance for that kind of stuff. Number 15, I am a fluent typer. I can actually type 80 to 100 words per minute, which doesn't seem like a lot if you think about it, but the average person can type 30 to 40 words to 50 words per minute. So I'm a little bit above average, and when you see me, it's so funny because when people look at me type, I always am like this. I just type. I don't look at the keyboard. I look up at the screen, which a lot of people can do, but I'm just like anytime my boss needs something typed, even if it's just a little paragraph, she's like, please help me, because she literally types like 15 words per minute, and it takes her 10 minutes to type the same paragraph. It can take me a minute and a half or two. So that's something random about me. Number 16, I actually have a horrible memory. And it's not necessarily like short-term things that I forget, you know, like, hey, take the meat out of the freezer, or I don't know. I mean, I do have a bad short-term memory, but my long-term memory is getting worse and worse as I get older. It's like, I'll sit here and talk about things with, you know, my best friend Tara, or even on the desk, and I'm like, dang, I really don't remember that. Really? That happened? I don't remember that happening to me. I don't remember being there. Like, it's just horrible. Like, the older I get, I feel like I'm losing years. Like, the last memory, of course I have like bits and pieces from my childhood on up, but the last like clear age I can remember was like 15, maybe even 14. Like prior to that, it's all bits and pieces. Does that happen to you guys? Like, have you just completely lost your memory? My mom has the most horrible memory ever. I mean, she can't even remember. Long term, short term, you tell her something today, you're gonna have to remind her tomorrow and the next day and the next day, because she'll never remember it. So I'm thinking it's like genetic, but oh my gosh, it's annoying, because you know, even for these things, even remembering some of these, like I'd be like, oh, that's a good one. Crap, what was I just thinking about? Like, it's getting really bad. So let me know if you guys are like that too in the comments down below. Number 17, I took 3 years of choir, actually 3.5, almost 4. All of my middle school and part of my freshman year of high school, I was in choir, and I was actually a soprano 1, which is the highest that you can sing. You can sing very, very high. And what's funny about that is I can't hold a tune to save my life now. I think if I had stayed in it, I would have been a lot better at singing. Don't get me wrong, I still jam out in my car and in the shower like any person. Like, I can sing like freaking Adele, but I can't. I don't know who I'm kidding. I am not a really good singer. I don't have any shame. I do karaoke and things like that, but I'm not saying that I'm good by any means. But it's so funny because I mean, I even went to regionals like in choir, and I sang Green Sleeves. I don't know if you guys know that song if you're in choir, but I sung Green Sleeves, and I got a level 1, which is like the best in the region that you could get. And I mean, I was really, really good, and I could sing so high, but not now. Number 18, I cannot stand mushy foods. So like anything that's mushy that isn't intended to be mushy, like top ramen for instance. I have to cook my top ramen to where it's like al dente but a little crispy at the same time. If it starts to get mushy, it just grosses me. Oh, like just to think of it makes me want to gag. I can't do it. Like, I just cannot do it. And Andres, like, he can leave his cereal and his milk for an hour and go back and eat it and be like, oh, this is really good. It disgusts me like, I can pour my cereal, and by the time I'm like to the bottom, I don't even finish the bottom part of my cereal because it's too soggy for my taste. 19, I am deathly afraid of the rain and drowning. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm a really good swimmer, so drowning isn't like a real possibility because I am a strong swimmer considering I've been swimming for years, and I can hold my breath for quite a while also, so I'm not too worried about drowning. But you know, worse things have happened. You can be out in the ocean or you know, taken under with the current, things like that, and it can happen. So that's like my worst fear of drowning is my worst fear of ways to die. But I am so afraid of the rain. Like, it's to the point where if it's raining, I have such bad anxiety, I have to do something else. Like, I cannot be next to a window because if I see the rain or the lightning or the thunder, forget it. I am like boo-hooing. I mean, I'll never forget one day this last semester, it was raining so hard here, they thought there was gonna be a tornado or like a storm of some sort, and I drove home crying the entire way home. As soon as I got home, I was hysterical. I was like so afraid, you know, twisters were gonna come and rip apart our house, and it was just lightning and thundering so bad. Just devastating. I cannot even take it. Number 20, I do not use change to pay for things. And I know you're thinking, well, change is money, why wouldn't you? Like, I do use cash sometimes, but I never use change. So like, let's say the bill is $20.05. I will not bust out a nickel. I will pay with $21, and the 95 cents that I get back, I just hoard all my change for a rainy day. And it helps, like legitimately helps, because if you are the type of person who cannot save your money very well, which I'm not, you know, we're very good about saving our money and very diligent about paying things and stuff like that. But if you are one of those people, that's a great way to start saving little by little and you don't even realize it. And I just cannot. I will not do it, even if it's a penny. And every once in a while, the cashier will be like, you don't have a penny? You don't have 5 cents? And she'll give me back a dollar bill because she doesn't want to count out the change. But I'm like, no, I don't. You know, can you just give me the change back? It's fine. And they're probably like, oh, I gotta get this change for this girl. She doesn't have a freaking penny, but yet she has 20s and dollar bills and things. And I just don't. I like saving it for a rainy day. Well, not too rainy, because remember, I hate the rain. Number 21, this is going back to the anal thing. Like I said, I'm anal about a lot of things, but I have a slight OCD problem when it comes to bunching things together, as far as like bunching colors, bunching shapes, bunching products like in general with my makeup collection, which you guys have seen before, and pins especially. I have the hardest time not keeping my pins in color order. So like keeping the blues with the blues and the purples with the purples and so on and so forth. I literally, if you look in my pencil pouch right now, which yes, I have a pencil pouch, but if you look in it, I have all my red pins together, I have all my pink pins together, and they're rubber band, so that when I go into my pencil pouch, I don't have to spend, you know, a whole minute looking through the pencil pouch being like, where's that red pin I was looking for? Where's that blue pin I was looking for? I can just be like, here's my bunch of 10 blue pins, that who needs freaking 10 blue pins, so I can pick the one that I want and go on from there. So it's very OCD. I even have OCD, which I have filmed a pantry, like an organization video for the pantry that I'm going to share with you guys soon, but even when it comes to like my cereals, they all have to be in height order. You know, I'm just a freak when it comes to stuff like that. Number 22, I hate scary movies. I do not do scary movies. I end up with nightmares, literally. Like the last scary movie that I watched was Paranormal Activity. Horrible mistake, because that girl's doors, you know, oh, just the thought of it like freaks me out. The doors in that house look exactly like the doors that we have in our house, and our bedroom is kind of set up how their bedroom was set up, and all I can think about is waking up and Andres is like at the edge of our bed rocking back and forth, like staring at me. I just can't do it. I cannot do it. And I don't even do gory, really, like Saw movies and stuff like that, because things like that really happen around the world, and I don't like watching anything that can really happen to me, really. It just, unless it's like a nice love story or a comedy, I just can't do it. Number 23, I have never waxed anything on my body except my eyebrows, which probably a lot of girls haven't, but out of all my friends, I think everybody has at least waxed something once other than their eyebrows, and I have never. I, first off, don't have the balls to do all of that. And second, like, I don't need anybody seeing all my junk if I don't need to. Like, Andres is perfectly fine the way that I shave everything. I'm sure he could care less whether I get it waxed, and I just, you know, more power to your girlfriend if that's what you do, but I just cannot bring myself to do it. I'm such a baby when it comes to stuff like that. It hurts to even do my eyebrows, and I do not wax my mustache. I use a depilatory cream because, again, I am such a wuss. Number 24, I like my food burnt, and when I say burnt, I mean burnt. If you guys have ever, well, if you had ever eaten with me, especially pizza, oh, you know that I will sit there and wait for the pizza to be extra, extra crispy. I mean, I want it to the point where when I pick up the pizza, it doesn't move. Like, I don't want it to fall down and be floppy, or where you could fold it over. I want to pick it up and it's like cardboard. I know that's so weird, but that's how I like my food. Even popcorn, I like the little burnt pieces. Those are really good too. Taquitos, I like them. I don't like them to be like mushy in the center. I like them to be crispy all the way throughout. What else? Crispy tacos too. Like, I'll sit there and eat the shell and scoop up the taco meat instead of eating the taco by itself, because it'll get too mushy for me. So yeah, I just like it all burnt, but especially pizza. That's like my one weakness when it comes to burntness. Number 25, last one, I am afraid of the dark, which that is probably a lot of people's something we don't know about you, because it's a common thing, I think, but I am so afraid of the dark. I will literally scare myself. Wow, like if I'm home alone especially, I will sit here and just freak out. Any little noise that I hear, I have to have all the lights on in the house, like forget it, especially if I'm here by myself. It's the same thing really even if Andres is here with me, he's like, why are you so afraid of the dark? I'm like, I don't know, but I have to have a night light. Sometimes I keep a candle burning like at night. I'll leave the bathroom light on, like the hallway light on, and he's like, you're just running up the electricity bill. I'm like, I do not care, as long as I wake up and I'm comfortable and I don't have to sit here and worry about who's lurking around my house. Like, I'm so afraid of the dark. Even going down into my garage, I have to make sure that I'm in my car with the doors locked before I will open up my garage if it's dark outside, because I'm terrified that, again, someone's going to be like there lurking in the darkness and want to like come get me in the car. At least if my door doors are locked, they'll have to make a little bit of an effort to come get me instead of just me walking out, you know, into them. So anyway, I hope that you guys liked this video. I know it was kind of long, but it's an easier way for you guys to get to know me and little quirky things about me and stuff like that. So if you guys have filmed one of these videos, leave it as a video response down below. I'd love to get to know you guys a little bit more. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, getting to know me. I hope these weren't too crazy. Let me know in the comments down below if any of these things apply to you guys. Like if we're twins. I mean, if some of these you're like, oh my god, that's me. That's exactly me. I think that'd be great. That way I don't feel so bad about half of them. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!